G'day everyone, today I'm out in Queanbeyan. I'm here at H2O Marine. I'm here with Eli. Eli's the mechanic here and one of the staff. And today we're going to walk you through these SeaJay boats. The plan today is to go through this one here, which is bare, straight out of the factory, untouched. And then the one in the background there, the boys have gone through, fitted it out. What have you put in that one?
So we fit out the 4-stroke Mercury motor. We put fish finders in there, all the electronics through it, all your controls.
So let's look at this one straight out of the factory.
So this is a 448 Avenger Sport. So the overall hull length is 4.48 metres.
Once you guys add a motor,
yep,
slightly longer.
You're probably looking at about 460.
Yeah, we could do that measurement on the next one, which is 428, so it's slightly smaller than this one. But what about travel length? So if we go get this tape measure, tow hitch here, roughly there.
So that's about 550.
Yeah, okay.
Without a motor. So obviously once you put a motor on it, you'd probably be around that 560 mark.
So if we start at the front, let's look at the trailer, I suppose. The size of those wheels.
So they're a 13-inch rim. 155
width. Your standard winch. How does this even operate?
So that's your winch handle. You've got a locking mechanism at the front here. You just pull a pin back and it unlocks and you can unwind your winch. Everything is made up in Bundaberg, Australian made.
So trailers as well?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Rollers in the centre there. Rollers and slides, leaf springs. All right, so what's the difference between this and other models in the hull?
SeaJay offer the Avenger Sport, which we've got here, or a Stealth. The only real difference is the pod at the back where the motor sits, a splash protection you could call it. On the Stealths, they don't have this big pod around here. Yep. You just get a full rear casting deck pretty much. Everything else is the same. You still get your front casting deck and a side console, and I believe you can go center console as well if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, okay. What would be the benefit of the side console? Is that just a personal preference thing, or? Yeah,
a lot of people prefer side consoles because they believe they get more room around the boat. Say you've got an esky in there and your fishing gear and a couple tackle bags.
About 2/3 of the boat is spare to walk through. I suppose center console, you've got what, a little gap either side. So tie down points at the rear, is that all? There's only one on one side there.
You should have another one on the other side, yeah.
Oh yeah, so there is.
Hiding under the step.
What's that filtered drain looking thing?
So that's for your live bait tank.
Oh yeah.
So you've got one in the rear of each of these Avenger Sports, and then you've got your two bungs and your brackets for your fish finders.
So people run two, do they?
Some people do, yeah.
What about this hole? What's that? Is that a hole?
It's kind of like a drainage for that pod area. If you get a splash or a rooster tail.
Yeah.
And water works its way up there, it's just a little drainage hole for it.
Platform at the back there. Lots of hot handles and things to manoeuvre the boat when you're at the ramp. What are these two here?
So that's your breather hose for your fuel tank.
Oh yeah, okay.
And your bilge, so your bilge outlet is there as well.
Going along the top here, rod holders, multiple, what, three on each side?
Three side, yep.
What's that?
It's for your white light.
So that white light is on a pole, comes with the boat?
Yep, it's just inside there.
Yeah, okay. It sticks in there and lights up at night.
Red and green nav lights at the front as well. Anchor tie down point with an anchor well.
Yeah, okay.
Front rail.
Plastic lined, nice, not going to scratch your paint. Rolly thing there for your anchor. Cool, I like the colour scheme too, the light grey and then black and blue. So what's this thing? That's fuel, I'm going to assume?
Yeah, it's for your fuel tank, yeah.
What do they run on?
Anything but E10. Depending on where you're using the boat, you can use 98, but sometimes we find that the octane levels in 98 are a bit too high and run a bit too hot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So the motor can carry on a little bit funny, but...
So what, 95 would be recommended? Yeah. And everything you would fit to these would be 4-stroke?
Yeah.
It's 2-stroke a thing anymore? In new?
Not new, no.
Okay.
No, we do see a couple second-hand like trade-ins.
What the hell? What's that?
That's your steering cable.
Steering wheel's all hooked up.
Yep.
This just needs to be mounted to the motor. So a customer buying this raw without getting all your extra fittings, they need to either get you guys to do a motor and hook that up, or supply their own. But I assume you don't recommend them just supplying their own and hooking this up unless they know what they're doing.
It can be a bit tricky, especially with that pod on it.
What's the max size that's recommended for this boat?
So a 448, the maximum horsepower ratings are 60 horsepower.
And then people as well, that's on, oh, there's a sticker in there.
There should be a builder's plate.
5 people or not exceeding 400 kgs. Maximum people, motor, luggage, or it's what, 659?
Yeah.
All right, so inside, what have we got? It's all floor in there and carpeted, which is kind of cool. There's a hatch over there. Is that your bait tank?
Yep.
Can you pop that one?
Yep.
Live bait is literally that, right? You're
Yep.
putting a live fish in there and chucking that on your hook.
Yeah.
Never done that myself. Is that a hatch?
That is a hatch. So that is where we'd put all your batteries and your fuel filters, and comes standard with a battery box. No battery, of course.
An isolator?
Yep. Yep.
Right.
And we'd install your water separator, wire up your battery for you if you wanted to run a dual battery setup.
That's a starter battery and then run all your accessories off it, or...
So if we were installing an electric motor up the front, we'd probably put the battery up the front with the electric motor.
Right, okay.
We only usually put one battery in the back here.
Yeah, right. Otherwise you end up with person sitting this side, batteries over this side, and the boat gets on a lean. And
Yep.
do you consider that when you're fitting them out?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
weight distribution and where... I noticed that massively. You just get one little person sitting one side and all of a sudden the boat leans while you're cruising.
Yeah.
All right, inside it, storage hatch, little bit there. Runs all the way up the side. That's cool. There's the white light. So that sticks in that hole, right? Yep. Storage this side as well. And so these seats are like full swivel.
Full removable as well. So you got an extra 2 holes, one up the front casting deck. If you wanted to get a third seat or just move one of them, they come with blanking plates as well, so you don't drop anything in them.
What are that? Oh, are they cup holders there?
Yeah, yep. So you get 2 cup holders.
Beer holders.
Yeah.
What about the front then? Is that another hatch there?
Yeah, yeah.
Big one?
So
oh, wow. And
big,
it's carpeted.
Yeah, so there's a fair amount of storage at the front. So if you're running your electric motor up the front, this is where we'd put your battery.
Oh, and that's the plate.
And that's the plate, yeah, yep.
Gotcha, so it's purpose built for it. The other thing I guess to mention is anytime you have a boat, there's a minimum requirement for safety gear.
Yeah.
It's like your anchor, your baler, your whistle, your torch,
Yep.
compass, a few other things. You can look that up on the internet. You're going to need to store all that stuff somewhere. Obviously you anchor up there, but life jackets all under there, there'd be heaps of storage. Is that black thing anything? What's that?
Yeah, so it's like a little glove box. Put all your phones or wallets.
And then the switch panel, I'm assuming nothing's hooked up, or the lights are already wired?
The lights are wired up and the bilge are wired up. But if we were to put like a fish finder, or we put a Mercury vessel view on there, so it's like your digital gauges, we'd wire all that to your switch panel as well.
And there's plenty of space up underneath there to just easy access. Yeah, okay. And so if you put a battery straight in, I saw the cables for the battery are in there.
Yeah.
The light would work and your bilge would work.
Yeah.
Is it fused as well?
Yeah, yeah. So behind this little plastic bit on your switch panel, you got all your inline fuses.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. This is exactly how they come from factory. So you can order one like this. Obviously need to add a motor, but the next one that we'll go look at, what is it? A little bit smaller, but the boys have been through that one and put all the fruit onto it.
So this is the 428, a little bit smaller than the one we just looked at. Exact same hull, just a little bit shorter.
Trailer and all that, exactly the same?
Yep.
Okay, so what have you paired this with?
So this is a Mercury 4-stroke 50 horsepower. It's what we call a CT, so Command Thrust. So you just get a little bit more torque out of your gearbox. Paired with the 4-blade prop, it punches out of the hole beautifully.
4-blade versus 3-blade, what's the deal with that?
You get a little bit more grip with the 4-blade, depending on what kind of fishing you're doing. Like if you're only doing trolling or whatnot, you don't really need a 4-blade, but then you get more bite out of a 4-blade.
Okay, so in terms of this being all wired up and connected, what have you done? It's steering, power, starter, all that stuff?
Yeah, so in that sheath that we see there, kind of tidying up all the stuff that's running to the motor. So you got your fuel line, battery cables, all your data harnesses.
That looks a lot more technical than what I'd be capable of doing, or just the general punter, I would probably not recommend trying to put one on yourself. Even that, like, how are you deciding where you're drilling those holes? They're not already there, are they?
No, so they're not pre-drilled, so we've got a special template that we use.
Okay.
Just sits on the back of the transom,
yeah,
and it gives you a reference point for the bolt holes. The rule of thumb is you grab a level, put it under, and you want it in line with the boat. So you don't want it too high that it's going to have all the air that's mixed up with the water, so it won't bite very well.
And you guys are a Mercury dealer?
We are, yep. Mercury offer a standard 3-year warranty with an extended 3-year warranty. So if you get all your services done on time, you end up with a 6-year warranty.
Is it easy to look under the hood? They're 4-cylinder?
Yes, yep.
And what's the service intervals generally?
So once we sign off the motor, you have 3 months or 20 hours to come in for your first service. So that just kicks off your warranty period. After we tick off that first service, then every 12 months or 100 hours.
And does it have a hours meter somewhere?
Yeah, so on that vessel view, pop that cover off. And so that brings up pretty much all your data from your motor. So you got your tacho and your trim gauge there. If you scroll through it, you got your fuel tanks. Because this one's a 428, it comes with a remote fuel tank, not an underfloor tank.
Oh yeah.
What else we got? Your battery voltage, it's your speedo and your fuel consumption, trim information, that's pretty much all that.
Yeah.
And you can play around, you can add more onto this screen here, but yeah, that's
unreal.
pretty much the gist of it there.
That comes with the motor when you get
Yep.
a motor?
Yep.
Yeah. Where's your wiring running? Is it?
Yeah, just up in these gunnels here, so it's all
up
tucked
underneath.
up.
So what else have you fitted? The finder up there?
Yep, so we got the Helix 7, the Hummingbird.
Is it up to the customer preference, or these
Customer
are
preference, really.
Yeah.
Go Hummingbird, or you can go Lowrance. Go through all your different kind of views there.
You had to add any other bits?
So we just added the fish finder to it for now.
Yep.
I mean, if you wanted to add a stereo, a radio, or a UHF or VHF,
True. Yep.
we'd add it to that as well. Some of them we've cut into the dash and done a flush mount.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, nice.
UHFs usually mount on the bottom of the console. There's a little lip there that
Yep.
you can mount some things to.
You've got, that's tilt
Yep.
up the top there, forward and back. And then this is your kill switch lanyard thing.
There's plenty of routes that you can go when you're fitting out a boat. At the end of the day, it's just how much money you want to spend. And
All right, so this one you've made just for stock?
yep. So these two are stock boats at the moment.
Yep. Having the yard customers to have access to. Do you put them up online as well?
Yeah. So Kyle puts them up on Marketplace.
And Kyle owns this place, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Been in the industry a long time. You also do cars out of here, right?
Yeah, servicing, repairs, upgrades.
The other thing about boats and trailers and all of that, it's a bit weird in Canberra, New South Wales. You don't register boats in ACT, but the trailer is usually ACT Rego if you
Yep.
live in Canberra.
Yep.
And
Yep.
licensing as well. You just get a New South Wales license.
Yep.
So this would be the same, all access to the front there.
Yep. Exact same. Got your bait well at the back as well on this.
Bimini.
And a bimini.
Yeah. So when that folds down, does it go forwards or backwards?
So we've set it up so it goes backwards, just for the fact if you want to get a cover on it, and if you have it laying forward, it's going to stick out inside the gunnels.
So it's just undo these clips
Under the clips, yep.
and then it slowly just lays back.
Lays back. I mean, if you wanted to take it off completely, it's just 2 Allen key bits.
So for storage with this motor, would you tilt it right up?
So when you're traveling, engine support wise, we have these rubber silicone blocks that we can put on the rams. Tilt it up a bit more obviously, but yeah, big rubber or silicone block.
Yeah.
You trim it down onto it and it just takes some of the road shock off the transom and the motor.
So will that have the motor up like
A little
quite
bit
an
higher.
angle? Yeah, a bit higher.
Yeah.
So we'll quickly measure it. So with the motor all the way to the tip of the trailer, and we can see how much space it'll take in your shed or your garage or driveway, wherever.
I'd say 620
Yeah, okay.
with the motor trimmed up a little bit. So you're probably looking at about 610 with the motor tucked in all the way.
So that's the SeaJay Avenger Sport models. So yeah, as I said, out here at H2O Marine, they're a dealership for boats for SeaJay. You do trade-ins?
We do trade-ins, yep.
Trade-ins occasionally. There's second-hand boats every now and then for sale out here. Also doing cars, servicing, repairs, all that kind of thing. So come out and have a chat to the guys if you're ever interested. And yeah, if you want to find out more about one of these, you can welcome to leave a comment or message Eli and say, can you answer the question? Because I have no idea. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on another video.